guys, what is up? MTG back here with you. In today's video, we're talking about the Core 2019 August the 7th spoilers. We're gonna finish. Wait, is today the 8th? Today's the 8th. I am, wow, smart. I'm very smart. We're doing the August 8th spoilers, and we're gonna finish off the 7th ones today. The ones that I missed. Just know that I'm bad at spotting reprints, so if I miss anything, that is why. If I start reading stuff that's reprints, it's because I am just dumb. So yeah. Let's hop into this. I know Zatalpa is a reprint, so I'm not going to read that. Reprints I will not be reading. If you don't watch these very often by me, I do not read commons, uncommons. I only read rares and mythics, and I don't read the reprints. So yeah, just a little bit about how I do this. Let's hop into this. Jace's Sanctum. Somewhat certain that this is a reprint, but I'll read it anyways. Jace's Sanctum. 3 in a blue enchantment. Instant or sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, scry 1. Fantastic card in Commander. Great card overall. Talrand Sky Summoner. 2 double blue legendary creature merfolk wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 2/2 Drake creature token with flying. Interesting card. Not sure if it will end up being a commander at all, but it is interesting nonetheless. Song of the World's Soul. 4 double white enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell, populates. Interesting, not too great I don't think, but interesting. Divine Reckoning. 2 in double white sorcery. Each player chooses a creature they control, then destroy the rest, and flashback for 5 in double white. Just a little like a board wipe right there. Increasing Devotion. 3 double white sorcery. Create a 5 1/1 white human creature tokens. If this spell is cast from the graveyard, create 10 of those tokens instead. Pretty good. 1/1s aren't too helpful in most situations, but they're good trump blockers if something doesn't have trample. Dusk and Dawn. I believe this is a reprint, so I'm not going to read this one, but it is basically a half. It's a removal spell, or sorry, board wipe spell to some degree. And then it's the second thing. Pristine Angel. 4 double white creature angel flying. As long as it is untapped, it has protection from artifacts and from all colors. When you cast a spell, you may untap Pristine Angel, and that is a 4/4. That's actually pretty good. I think that's a pretty good card. It is a 6-drop 4/4 flyer, but I think with the ability, it kind of makes up for it. Sun Titan is a reprint. Geth, Lord of the Vault. 4 double black legendary creature zombie Intimidate. X and black, put target artifact or creature card with converted mana cost X from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control tapped. Then that player puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard, and that is a 5/5. That might be interesting as a commander, to be honest with you. I think that could actually be a commander, and it'd be a pretty fun one at that. And that is it for the rest of the August 7th spoilers. Let's move into the next August 8th here. I'm filming this about midday, so this won't be all of them. We'll cover all of the rest of them in the next video, but we can do as many as we can right now. Devil's Play, X and a red, sorcery. Devil's Play deals X damage to any target, flashback for X and triple red. It's not great, I don't think. It's kind of like a fireball. It's like, it's not that good. Magma Quake, X double red, instant. It deals X damage to each creature without flying and each planeswalker. That could be pretty good if you have like a Flyers deck. I might throw that in my Dragon Commander deck. That'd be interesting. Increasing Vengeance, double red, instant. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. If that spell was cast from a graveyard, copy that spell twice instead. You may choose new targets for the copy, and that is flashback for 3 in double red. Interesting. Next up, well, I just want to point out we have Crackling Drake back in the set. That's kind of interesting. Refuse and Cooperate. Refuse 3 in a red instant. Refuse deals damage to target spell's controller, each equal to target spell's controller equal to the spell's converted mana cost. 2 in a blue instant Aftermath. You can only cast it from the graveyard. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Pristine Skywise. I like to see dragons. Might throw them in my Dragon Commander deck myself. 4 white blue creature dragon flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap it. It gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn, and that is a 6/4 flyer. Pretty good dragon. Dragons aren't too powerful sometimes, but that one's not terrible. And then we just got a bunch of lands here. some more land artworks. These are actually really nice. I really like the look of those. Second Harvest, 2 double green instant. For each token you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. That could be very powerful in token decks. That's slightly terrifying. Mimic Vat, 3 colorless artifact. Imprint. Whenever a non-token creature dies, you may exile that card. If you do, return each other card exiled with Mimic Vat to its owner's graveyard. 3 colorless and tap it. Create a token that's a copy of a card exiled with Mimic Vat. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. That could be very powerful. Just saying. Dragon Master Outcast is a reprint, but a great card. Momentous Fall, I believe, is also a reprint, but I'll read it anyways. 2 double green instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. You draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Then you gain life equal to its toughness. Very good card when it comes to Commander. Thragtusk is a reprint. Wildfire Devils, 3 in a red creature devil. When Wildfire Devils enters the battlefield and at the beginning of your upkeep, choose a player at random. That player exiles an instant or sorcery card from their graveyard. Copy that card. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. That is a fun card. I think I really like that, actually. That seems like it's going to be a fun one. Online Salty Boy. These aren't the actual translations, it's translations that people just make up because they didn't know what it meant. But 5 double black creature demon flying. Whenever a source controlled by an opponent deals damage to it, that source's controller loses that much life unless they sacrifice that many permanents. Madness for 3 in double black, and it is a 6/6 flyer demon. Not too bad. That you can see that being played in quite a bit of demon decks. Hedonist's Trove, 5 double black enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target opponent's graveyard. You may play a land card exiled with Hedonist Trove, and you may cast non-land cards exiled with Hedonist Trove. You can't cast more than one spell each way this turn. That could be pretty powerful, actually. That seems interesting. Next up, Grimoire of the Dead, 4 generic mana or colorless. Legendary artifact, 1 tap it, discard a card, put a study counter on Grimoire, of the Dead. Tap it, remove 3 study counters from it, and sacrifice it. Put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. They are black zombies in addition to their other colors and types. That is a fun one, I'll tell you that. That could be very interesting. And we have Chainer Nightmare Adept, 2 black-red legendary creature human minion. Discard a card. You may cast a creature card from your graveyard this turn. Activate this ability only once each turn. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if you don't cast it from your hand, it gains haste until end of turn, and that is a 3/2. That's a bit of an interesting one. I don't see that being played as a commander, but it's an interesting card nonetheless. And unless there's we do have some new spoilers here. Nice. Alright, glad I reloaded the Curse of Fool's Wisdom, 4 double black, enchantment or a curse. Enchant player. Whenever enchanted player draws a card, they lose 2 life and you gain 2 life, and that is 3 and a black. I can see this being played on someone with Rhystic Study. Like, yeah, here, have this. You have Rhystic Study, draw a bunch of cards and lose a ton of life, and I'll gain a ton of life. Or Phyrexian Arena or something like that. That could be fun. Aeon Engine, 5 colorless artifact. It enters the battlefield tapped. Tap it to exile it. Reverse the game's turn order. That, I love what they're coming up with, honestly. Like, this is a fun card. I love how they're coming up with some new fun stuff and shenanigans in this set. That seems fun. Griffin Predator Captain, 3 black, red, legendary creature, human warrior, menace. Gets +X/+O, where X is the amount of life you lost this turn. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw cards equal to that creature's power, and you lose life equal to that creature's toughness, and that is a 5/5. Next up, Nightmare Unmaking, 3 double black sorcery. Choose 1, exile each creature card with power greater than the number of cards in your hand. Exile each creature with power less than the number of cards in your hand. I could see this being played when you have 0 cards in hand. Like, if this is like your second or last card in your hand and you play this, that'd be pretty good. Next up, Idol of Oblivion, 2 colorless artifact. Tap it to draw a card. Activate this ability only if you created a token this turn. And for 8 and tap it, sacrifice Idol of Oblivion, create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token. Interesting. Don't think it's that great, but it's interesting. Skyfire Phoenix, 2 double red, creature Phoenix, flying haste. Whenever you cast your commander, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. Kind of like Arc-like Phoenix, but except it's with your commander, not spells. That seems pretty interesting. Reload one more time here. We got anything new? Nope. That is going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. It helps out the channel a lot just by watching the video. If you want to help out even more, you can click the link in the description below, or you can just like the video and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you. Peace out, guys. See ya.